Donald Trump gets good news and then hours later gets terrible news. Republicans have now officially petitioned the U.S. Supreme Court to weigh in on whether Donald Trump should or could be removed from state ballots. And Biden gives even more American taxpayer money to the country of Ukraine. Thank you so much for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps me out, so thank you so much. The Biden administration has announced that they will be sending one final $250 million package to Ukraine until they get further congressional approval to give away more of our money. Biden was able to perform this act as he possesses Presidential Drawdown Authority, which is the ability to pull equipment directly from U.S. weapons stockpiles. So Secretary of State Antony Blinken was tasked with sending air defense systems and 15 million rounds of ammunition as part of the new package. After the announcement, Zelensky offered thanks to America, but then immediately submitted a long list of things they need in order to beat Vladimir Putin. As the United States struggles to support Ukraine, Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has claimed that the West is now secretly willing to talk about ending this war, even with lack of consent from Ukraine. Now, during a state news interview, Lavrov stated, "There are hints and leaks in the Western media that the West now wants to look for some way out of this situation, but ways that would still make it look as if Ukraine had a victory." So it looks like they're trying to go behind Ukraine's back, but at the same time, the United States, NATO, Ukraine, they need to make it look as if they won the war. So I'll continue to keep you updated on that. In an unlikely twist, Japan has sided with the United States in announcing its plan to ship some of its Patriot missile defense systems to Ukraine. This is a move that has been widely criticized as it gives China an upper hand in the Indo-Pacific region. While the United States championed the decision, Russia warned that there will be consequences for Japan for helping Russia and China's enemy. Now, former President Donald Trump just got good news and bad news within an hour of each other. I'll start with the good news. According to the Secretary of State for Colorado, unless the U.S. Supreme Court specifically rules that Trump committed insurrection and can be removed, he will revert back automatically to being on the ballot in 2024. So my guess is this gross, outrageous misconduct of Democrats trying to remove 80 million people's right to vote for Donald Trump is about to come crashing down. And I hope it backfires spectacularly, because this is not democracy. This is not how elections are handled. Okay, for the bad news, within an hour of this, the Secretary of State for Maine has announced that she will be removing Donald Trump from the ballot in Maine for leading an insurrection against the federal government. Now, this is her opinion. It's not a fact. It's not a law. It's not even a judgment. It's purely one person blocking millions of Americans' election rights. Now, she went on to say that, I'll just tell you what she says. I mean, this lady is completely tone deaf. She literally said, "No right is more precious in a free country than having a voice in the election," and then removes people's rights to elect who they want. I mean, this irony is delicious, but it also makes her look incredibly stupid. Now, she doesn't see the irony of what she's saying. She's literally taking away millions of people's rights to vote because of her opinion, so that those millions can have the right to vote the way that they want. It's absolute insanity what we're watching. All right, now yesterday I told you how on Christmas Day, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene had her home swatted. Someone called in a fake and extremely dangerous situation to the police. They showed up and they were hoping to unalive the representative. Gratefully, they did not. Well, she just shared hours ago in an interview that this same caller, the same awful, evil human person, also swatted her two daughters' houses on Christmas. So she and her family are literally the targets of an assassination attempt where they're trying to use the police to unalive people that they dislike. Again, this is not democracy, right? All right, Senator Bernie Sanders, the 5-time vaccinated senator from Vermont, has contracted COVID again. I wish him the best. I hope he gets better. I mean, I wish he had gotten his 6th Pfizer booster. I mean, then he would have only gotten COVID 3 times instead of 4 times. I mean, these miracle shots really are a miracle. Oh, thank you, Pfizer. You are the very best. We love you. Anyway, I do hope he gets better, but he's got COVID again. Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley just had a highly embarrassing moment. During a campaign event, a crowd member asked Haley what was the cause of the Civil War. She seemingly had a hard time answering the question. She stated, I think the cause of the Civil War was basically how government was going to run. This freedoms and what people could and couldn't do. This highly undetailed answer was followed up by Haley asking the asker what they think. And they replied, I'm not running for president. Like, why are you asking me this question? Now, unfortunately, she took a hit from this because President Biden, or whoever writes his tweets on Twitter, went on to Twitter and said, it was about slavery. Now, I want to hear from you in the comments down below. Does former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley not know that the Civil War was caused because of major ideology differences on slavery between people that lived in the North and people that lived in the South? Or did she just not want to openly discuss this major stain on our country's past? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Like, I hope she's not this dumb. Like, I hope she was just like, ugh, gosh, slavery was awful and should never have happened and went on for too long and had to have a freaking war to end it. But I don't know. You guys, I'm just a guy on YouTube. All right, now a new report from one of the world's largest international newspapers, the Nikkei Asia, has detailed a very important conversation that was overheard between Putin and President Xi of China, which offers insight into what's going on in Ukraine. Now, according to the paper, this conversation was Putin reassuring Xi Jinping that Russia will be fighting Ukraine for at least another 5 years until it secures a victory. Now, the purpose of this talk was to solidify confidence in Xi that Putin had everything under control. Now, according to what I'm reading, they're saying that he said 5 years because he's assuming next year plus another 4 years of Joe Biden. But this will definitely be ruined if Donald Trump gets back in because he's going to try to end this war immediately. But either way, this was overheard, Russia continuing to attack Ukraine for at least another 5 years. Now, regarding the timeline, President Xi likely wants the war to end sooner. Not because China hasn't made $150 billion off Ukraine, as I told you a few days ago, but because he is eager to take back Taiwan, and he doesn't want that to happen while Russia is in the middle of war with Ukraine. All right, now back in the United States, some Democrats are warning President Biden that he has gone too far on his loose parameters at the southern border. During an interview with CNN, Democrat Representative Henry Cuellar warned Biden will lose Democrat voters by being too loose at the southern border. He says that they're listening too much to the immigration activists, meaning the White House. So people that are saying, let more people in, make them citizens, help DACA, help the dreamers, right? Instead of listening to the voters, which are saying, hey, it's kind of freaking me out how many people have snuck into the country. So he's saying, listen, it is time to fix the southern border or else you're going to lose the election, Joe Biden. All right, now this is my update for today. As I know more, I will come on and share more with you. Before you go, I want to remind you that you are amazing. Just in case nobody tells you that today, I'm telling you, you right there, you're amazing. Don't forget it. All right. Hey, thanks so much for stopping by. Please give this video a like because it pushes it out to more people on YouTube, and I would really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button and check out this video before you leave YouTube because it's super, super important. Hey, thanks so much, and I will see you on the next video.